electrophysiologist, Tara Wade. Please tell me what an electrophysiologist is.
Oh gosh. Well, yes, I did have to do a lot of research on what exactly an electrophysiologist is, but it has to do with the heart and the electrical currents in the body and how that all relates to how we function as a human being. I did have a cardiologist explain this all to me, so it is all very technical.
So you didn't just do movie science research, you did like legit science research.
I did, yeah. I mean, I had to. I had to get a good grasp on this character and what she did for a living, obviously. I mean, one would hope that most actors would want to do something like that.
Well, you kind of play a modern day Dr. Frankenstein in this. How did the Frankenstein mythos like affect your character?
I definitely read the novel. That was one of the things that I definitely wanted to do, seeing as it's been the springboard for most of the, Frankenstein movies and comic books and stuff. So there definitely is that parallel between Dr. Frankenstein in the original book and my character. I do think our motivations are a little bit different. I think Tara's motivations maybe are a little less selfish than Victor Frankenstein in the book. She is doing it more for the greater good of humanity, for medical research. And I did talk about a backstory with Stuart, the director, which we don't really touch on in the movie. You don't really hear where Tara has come from, but we did discuss that she had maybe lost someone dear to her in her life, and someone that was maybe in a coma for a long time, and I think that's what drives her to do this research.
Mm-hmm. Was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein your first exposure to the Frankenstein story?
Yeah, definitely. And it was the one thing that I focused on. I didn't really go in and look at all the films. I'm always in two minds about whether to look at previous existing material when it comes to something similar that you're doing, because there's something in not watching certain things, because you do get greatly influenced. But the book was important to me, as well as all the research that I did for the character, and learning how to suture and all that sort of stuff.
If there were to be an I, Frankenstein sequel, what would you like to see happen with Tara?
That's an interesting question. I think it's interesting to touch on the romantic element of it. It is suggested in this movie, and rightfully so. I think if this were a real situation where the creature of Frankenstein came, and it was that male-female dynamic, the female, in my case, would be curious about whether this being is capable of love, of potential intimacy and romance. So I think that's definitely a really interesting romance to explore if they were to go that way. But who knows? The sequel can go any direction.